Hi, good morning, second grade. I'm going to pull me a chair around so I can sit and talk to you. This is our writing lesson for today, okay? This is our writing lesson for today. So, what you're going to need for writing, you're going to need your Squanto book, just like what I have, okay? And then we are going to fill out a paper that says first, next, then, and last on it, okay? So we're going to use that paper to fill out some information, okay? So you fill out some information. And I think I'm actually going to go to this side. That way I won't be in front of what you're doing, what you're listening, but you can still hear me. So we're going to start a writing assignment that we're going to finish tomorrow, okay? And so we've been talking in writing how we can use those sequence words: first, next, then, and last. Well, in this assignment, you can see on your paper that there are five words that they're using. We're using first, then, first, next, after, then, last. So they've added the word after in there, and it comes in a sequence someplace in there. So what we're going to do with our booklet, we are going to do some underlining, and then we're going to write, you're going to write on your paper what happened first, next, last, and all the way down. Okay? And then that paper is going to be our graphic organizer for us to write a story with tomorrow. So tomorrow you'll be writing the story. Today we're just going to put words in there. We're going to put things that we underline, and then we'll form them into sentences tomorrow. Okay? So let's get started. Let's get our book. Okay? And if we open our book up, the first one there says first. So we need to write down what happened to Squanto first. What did Squanto do first? Well, this is a biography, okay? So it's a biography, and what we need to do is when we look at this page here, we're going to look at this page here, okay, that has this on it. And it looks like some of your words may have been cut off, but hopefully they're not too bad. So let's get to this page here, and let's look down here at the bottom. It says, Squanto was born around the year 1585 in the village of Patax. He was a Wampanoag. His real name was, let's see, what is it? It started with a T. To Quantum, I think. But people called him Squanto. Okay, well, we need to figure out what can we write. What happened first in his life? What happened first? So, first in his life, we could say, in the year 1585, he lived here. Yep, right? Paxatex. He lived there. Okay? He was wampum, right? Yeah. From the Indian tribe. So that's what happened first in his life. When you talk about a biography, when you're writing a biography about somebody, you tell what happened first. Usually you start with when they were born. So, after underlining that, let's look at what I have for first. Okay? I put that he was born in 1585. Same thing that I underlined. In the village of Patax. Can't even say it. He was that Wampanoag Indian. Okay? So, that would be what we could write first. That was where he was born at, in that village, in 1585. Patax, I think that's it. Okay, well, let's see what we can write for the next one. So what he did next was basically what was important next in his life was on page 4 of your book, and this is the picture. Okay, this is after he's grown up. Okay, he's grown up. So if we look at the words for this one, it says, and we're going to start with that date again, 1614. The traders forced Squanto to go to Spain. Okay? They were going to keep him as a slave, make him work there. But he got away and went to England. So that's what happened next in his life. In 1614, the traders was going to force him to go to Spain. He got away and he went to England. So, underline those in your story. And then you can see what I wrote. Okay? For next. I just put in 1614, traders forced Squanto to go to Spain. He got away, went to England. Okay? He got away and he went to England. So you can write that down where it says next, because that's what he did. In 1614, traders forced Squanto to go to Spain. He got away and he went to England. So he was safe. He did not become a slave. Okay? So you can get that copied. It's also in your book. You can copy what's in your book. Okay? Hey, the next important thing in his life is the next page in his book. And here's the next picture. There he is standing by himself. Okay, he went back to his village and they were all gone. A lot of the people were gone. So, it says, Squanto returned home after 5 years. But when he got there, got to his village, everyone was gone. All the people had died of a terrible disease. That disease was smallpox. But, so, 5 years later, 5 years, he got to his village. Okay? Everyone was gone. See, I'm not writing everything down. I'm not copying everything. I'm just getting little phrases out of there. Because when I write it and when you write it, we're going to add different words into it. We're going to add different words so that it's not copying what they wrote, which is called plagiarism. So we're putting our notes down so that we can write it in different words. Okay, so let me show you what after would look like. Okay, this is what I put on after. In 1619, because that would have been 5 years, said he left in 1614. He returned in 5 years. So 1614, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That would be 5 years. So in 1619, he returned to his village. Everyone was gone. Okay? Everyone was gone. Can you guys see that? Everyone was gone. Yeah, everyone was gone. Okay? So that's what we found out looking back through the pages of our book. And we're just writing down some notes, or writing down those notes so that we know when we get ready to write our story next week that we can. Okay. Well, the next important thing that happened as his life went on, was on page 8. So if you turn to page 8 in your book, okay, and it looks like this, Squanto and his friend, and there's those pilgrims. He went to the pilgrim village. Yes, he went to the village there where the pilgrims lived. So it says, when winter was over, Squanto visited the Pilgrims. He went with another Native American. Okay, so he visited the Pilgrims. Okay, and then we're going to turn to the next page, and I've got that one highlighted, and I'm going to underline. He showed him how to hunt, how to fish. Okay, and then on the next page, on page 10, he showed him how to farm or how to plant crops. Okay, how to plant crops. Okay, so on the next page, I even highlight or underlined plant corn and beans and squash. Okay, so that's what he did in his next adventure. So to be able to show that into simple words, this is what I wrote for then. I said, in 1620, that's what it said, he helped the Pilgrims learn to hunt and plant crops. So I didn't write all of that down. You can write specifics. I just wrote down that he helped the Pilgrims learn to hunt and plant crops, because that's basically what he did. He helped the Pilgrims learn to hunt and to plant crops. So that was what he did then. Okay, he helped them. Okay, so you can get that down. You can write the words out of your book. You can see what I have down. And then we're going to be changing those words tomorrow as we write our sentences. Okay, and we're going to kind of do that together. Okay. Then for the very last one, we're going to look at page 13 in your book. Okay, and it looks like this. Page 13 in your book. We're going to look at multiple pages. Okay, it says they had a celebration. Okay, so they were going to celebrate. Okay, they had that celebration. Okay, so let's turn the next page in your book. Okay, and the next page is page 14, and there's your picture. Okay, and we have the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag, and they ate together. They had food together. They ate together. Okay? And then if you look at this page, the next page in your book, here they are talking. And they had this celebration to be thankful for everything. Thankful for the harvest. They had them to be thankful for the harvest. They was thankful to Squanto and everything he did. Okay? So that's what they did. That's what Squanto did last. He had that celebration with them because the Pilgrims were thankful for everything that he did. Okay, so if you look at the last page, the last thing that says finally, I just wrote down, they had a celebration. He celebrated with the Pilgrims to be thankful for the harvest. Okay? He had a celebration with the Pilgrims to be thankful for the harvest. And that is the last thing that he did that we know of in his life. Okay? He might have done some other things, but that's when our story ends. He had that celebration with the Pilgrims to be thankful for the harvest. Okay, so let's look at this again. I'm going to go down and read it again. And this is kind of like what we wrote. We said first he was born 1585 in his village of Pataxt. And he was a Wampanoag Indian. Okay. Then next, in 1614, The traders forced Squanto to go to Spain. He got away and went to England. Okay. After that, in 1619, he returned to his village and everyone was gone. They all died. Then, in 1620, he helped the pilgrims learn to hunt and plant crops. And then finally, they had a celebration with the pilgrims to be thankful for their harvest and everything that they had done and learned. Okay? So, that is our writing for today. You're going to need this for tomorrow. You're also going to need your book a little bit later today. So make sure that you have this readily available for tomorrow's write. Okay. And I will talk to you in just a little bit about your math. Goodbye.